Hey everyone, welcome back to Sweet Briar Farm. This is Mike and Kelsey. In this video we're going to talk about why you should not raise Berkshire pigs to farrow on your small farm. They are the worst. So why did we start with pigs in the first place, Kelsey?
Well, kind of the same reason we chose to bring all our animals onto our farm. We wanted to be a part of the process. We want to make sure that they're raised in ways that we feel comfortable with. We want to see them being happy and healthy and give them a really good quality of life before they have that one bad moment.
Yeah, so we wanted to raise pigs better. Not better than other people, but have a high quality of life, raise them humanely, know what goes into them. We also wanted to start with pigs that would be good for our small farm and pigs that had high quality meat. And we've had a decent amount of success in the 4 years that we've been doing it, but recently we've had a bad streak, and we're going to talk about why we had a bad streak in this video. So we've roughly had about a 70% success rate of actually getting pigs pregnant in the first place. And when you're raising pigs, culling sows is one of the things that you have to do. If they don't get pregnant, you have to butcher them. No reason to keep 600-pound pets around, right? We started with Mangalitzas, and we had 2 out of the 3 gilts that we had get pregnant. We had 2 Tamworth gilts that both 2 out of the 2 were able to get pregnant and have had multiple litters. We have had 1 Hereford gilt that, again, was able to get pregnant and has multiple litters. We've had 4 Berkshire gilts, and 3 out of the 4 got pregnant, but we have only successfully farrowed 5 live piglets out of the 3 Berkshires. With the other breeds, we had about a 25% piglet loss. With the Berkshires, we've had a 93% loss. And I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to go into what happened. It was not a good scenario. One of the videos we posted last year where we did a C-section, you can go back and watch that video, but I'm not going to get into what happened with this last group.
Just leave it to say it's been heartbreaking.
Yeah, but we've got 4 live piglets from 1 sow, and the other sow wasn't good. Both sows are still alive. So basically, Berkshires are not for us. Maybe you've had success with them on your farm, but unless we want to spend $50,000 plus on a barn with farrowing, not necessarily crates, but better pens, heated, things like that, Berkshires are not for us.
Well, and with 93% loss, why make that kind of investment?
Exactly.
So they're not a good fit for our homestead and our farm and the way we're able to raise animals here, given what we have.
Yeah, they went away from what we originally sought out to do and have those pigs outside and be just fine growing them out, farrowing outside, colder weather here in Michigan. And we know what the best overall pig for our farm is. We're going to talk about that in a separate video, but we're going to talk about a few other things.
So there's a cognitive psychological phenomenon called the Dunning-Kruger effect. And the Dunning-Kruger effect has 2 sides.
So I'll talk about the first side of the effect, and then Kelsey will talk about the second side. So the Dunning-Kruger effect is basically a cognitive bias which people wrongly overestimate their knowledge or ability in a specific area. Due to the lack of self-awareness, prevents them from actually assessing their own skills. We know the answer and have known the answer to our original goal, yet we failed to accurately assess, and we went away from our original goal, which really ended up costing lives and money.
Yeah, so the flip side is where people who really are experts and know a lot about their area they're unwilling to make broad sweeping statements, which is why you see experts and scientists, like when they're interviewed on TV, they'll very rarely use words like always, never, 100%, or proven. Experts are much more aware of the limits of their knowledge, so they make timid statements like, we see a relationship between farrowing certain breeds of pigs and having success on our farm. So experts come off as very timid, whereas idiots who know very little come off as very confident.
Yeah. The dumber you are,
The more confident
the
you
more
are.
confident you are. No offense to dumb people. Now, I think what we failed to do was not necessarily accurately assess our knowledge base and our skill. We failed to accurately acknowledge our infrastructure for raising pigs. Because we've had success, and we're capable of doing it. But I don't know, the Berkshires are just different.
Yeah. Oh, and I think some of the problems with the Berkshires, like Harpo last year with the C-section, that wasn't an infrastructure problem.
No.
Berks themselves carried their own unique challenges. Here we are, waffling on both sides of the Dunning-Kruger effect.
Yes. We're smart idiots.
Even smart people do dumb stuff. I think that's what happened here.
So with our original goals of producing our own food and humanely and all that stuff, we went on the path of producing whole and half pigs for other people, which is fine. We're able to do that as well, but the profit margin for that is only supportive. So basically what that means is what we gain from profit of doing that, it pays for the sow feed, it pays for the boar feed, and it pays for the feed for the next group of pigs that we have to raise out. So it's only supportive income doing it that way.
Yeah.
So us being the idiots that we are, and the wait list for piglets that we've accumulated over the past couple of years, we thought, well, maybe we can increase the number of sows that we have and sell piglets at higher costs. So we got into the Berkshire because the Berkshire are highly desired and known for their quality of pork. And going back to our favorite homestead pig, farm pig, I can, without even truly tasting Berkshire pork, we've had the sow, but without actually tasting the Berkshire pork, we already know that there's better pork out there for a small farm.
So anyways, we thought that we could maybe boost the profitability of our pig venture by farrowing more piglets and selling piglets, since there seemed like there was such a demand for piglets in the spring.
So we got this big long wait list of piglet customers, and then we call them, hey, we got piglets. Well, this was last fall, and we've said this in another video. Oh, well, we don't want piglets in the fall. We don't want to raise them through the winter time. Which is understandable because only idiots like us raise pigs, grow out pigs through the wintertime because it's a pain in the butt. You're constantly, twice a day out there giving fresh water, breaking water tubs, ice out of them, things like that.
So needless to say, we had all these piglets in the fall that we weren't able to sell. People want fall piglets for nothing.
Yeah, we could have sold them, but we did have customers that wanted wholes and halves, and we weren't sure what we were going to do as far as going into the freezer cut venture. So we got customers for wholes and halves.
So it seems like farrowing extra piglets to make extra money isn't necessarily a winning strategy.
Not in the north.
Not up here.
If you're down south, a few states down south away, Kentucky maybe, wherever there's milder winters, and then south of that, you can probably do it and do much better selling fall piglets than up here in the cold. Because it's April 2nd now, right?
Yes.
And it's windy and it's cold.
All right, so if selling whole and half pigs is only basically paying for feed and not our time and effort and infrastructure, and then selling piglets also isn't a winning strategy, how are we going to justify keeping pigs on the farm?
So our new pig plan is to focus on direct-to-consumer sales. So we've got our freezer license. We're going to have our pigs USDA processed and sell direct to consumers. We're going to have 1 to 3 sows. We're going to have 1 boar. And actually for a while we're just going to have 1 sow, 1 gilt that we're going to breed, and then potentially, if we think we need a third, have another one of the sow that we're keeping hold on and retain one of those. So with our new direct-to-consumer pork venture, we need to now find the balance of how many pigs we need to grow out to actually support that business. And we need to figure out if that business is actually going to be successful. Will people pay a higher price for higher quality pork than they would at the grocery store? We know people have said they would, but will they? That's the question.
Yeah. All right. So we're also working on developing a relationship with a new food co-op that is blossoming in a nearby town. So if that works out, then we'll be able to sell our pork direct to consumers through that shop as well, which will help us, monetize basically our effort here. We work too hard on the farm to just pay for feed.
Right.
It needs to start paying for itself.
It really feels like we're just raising food and giving it away.
And really, for the quality and the product that we're offering, there is a market base for people who are willing to spend that extra money on food that is raised the way that we value raising food. So there are people who share our values. We just have to find them. So hopefully this food co-op is a way for us to help find them. We'll help find people, through the farm, and we have a substantial customer base already. So we just need to figure out how much pork we need to produce, how many piglets it takes, and how many sows we need to maintain to meet that need.
There, we finally found a quiet, warm place. We're in the greenhouse now. We've been trying to get out of the wind.
It feels so good.
It's like 100 degrees in here. So with our pig plan, we're downsizing to our favorite pig. And that favorite pig is the... See you on the next video.